Alright, so once again, my name is Bailey. I'm going to be teaching our class on marketing within MyKW today. So if you're following along, go ahead and go to mykw.kw.com and sign in. Alright, once you're signed into the homepage of MyKW, we're going to be working in eEdge today. So to get into the Marketing Center of eEdge, we can go to the control panel up at the top center of our page. And from here we can click the plus sign next to My Marketing. And we're going to click this first option that says Create Marketing Materials. Alright, once this loads, this is going to bring us into the Marketing Center. This is where we can access all of our marketing materials within eEdge. So from here we can find email marketing, print marketing, we can access our campaigns, our save designs, basically everything to do with marketing you can find here. But before we actually jump in and create a marketing piece, what we're going to do is we want to make sure that our information that displays on the marketing pieces is correct. So we're going to go up to the top right. Oops, let me try and make I'm recording this class, so I'm trying to make it big enough to make everything fit. I think that's finally good. We'll just go like that. Alright, so we're going to go up to the top right and we're going to click Account. And from here we're going to click the option My Account. Alright, so this is going to bring you into the My Account section of eEdge. It's really important to make sure that this information is correct because this is the contact information that will show up on your marketing materials, on your eEdge campaigns, and on your eEdge website. So I'll just go ahead and show you really quickly how we can update this information. We're going to start by clicking the blue Edit button up at the top left. And this is basically going to open this up so we can make changes. So name, of course, we want to make sure our name is correct. Underneath that we have our login. This is actually just your login for Market Leader, so I would recommend just leaving this alone. Designations, this would be something like any designations that you have. So say you are like a military rehoming specialist or a senior homing specialist. Any of those special designations that you took a class for, you can put in the titles of those in this box. Over here to the right we have title. This would be something like realtor, real estate salesperson, broker, whatever your appropriate title is. Password, I wouldn't worry about that. That's changing your password for Market Leader. License or DRE, I know some states require you to have your license number on all of your marketing materials, so you can enter that information here. If you're on a team, you can select this team box and then everything will switch over to team wording like we, us. Phone numbers. So we have a spot for a cell phone number here and an office number. There is no way to swap the order on these or remove one. So if you only wanted to have one, say you only wanted your direct number, you could just remove this office number and only this first number would show up on your marketing materials. Looks like we have the same number for both, but we do have two spots here. There isn't a way to add more or switch the order on these. Over here we have our external email. So this is really important. We want to make sure that we have this set up for, this is your preferred business email. So this needs to be separate from this eEdge email up here. This may be your kw.com email. It might be another email that you've set up on your own. Maybe you have a Gmail or a Yahoo or a custom email like ours. Whatever that is, we want to make sure that your preferred external email is in this box. And directly below that, we have a spot that says marketing and reply to email. So when you click edit, this automatically changes to CRM email. So just make note of that. That's a newer thing that's happening. Whenever you're setting this up, you want to make sure that this box is displaying the same email that is appearing above in the external email box. So this marketing and reply to email, this is the email that will show up on your marketing materials. And if anybody, say you sent out an email piece or an eEdge campaign and somebody replies to it, their reply will come to whatever email is chosen in this box, whether it's the CRM email, which would be this eEdge email, or your preferred external email. So when we set it up, we make sure that these two are the same, and I would recommend you do that as well. This will appear on your marketing materials or on your campaigns. It'll say email me, and like click here to email me, and this is the email it will link to. Over here on the right where it says marketing website, on those materials and campaigns there will be a link that says go to my website. So we want to make sure that this is your preferred marketing website. This might be your eEdge site, your Placer site, or perhaps you have your own site that you've set up. Whatever that is, you want to make sure that that URL is in this box. Marketing address, make sure that this is your office address and not your home address. If you would like the Realtor logo and the Equal Housing logo to display on your marketing materials and on your site, you can check these boxes. My mobile app. So this is very important. On those marketing materials, there's also a link that says click here to download my mobile app. So we really want to make sure that your mobile app URL is in this box. And if we've done your setup for you, we would have entered this here. It's usually something like app.kw and then there's like 5 or 6 letters after, something like that. If you don't have your mobile app code, if this is not there and you don't know how to find it, let us know and we can show you how to find that information. So you can enter it here. Back over here, call to action. This would be like your slogan, catchphrase, what have you. You can enter that here. And then the disclaimer, this is just a generic Keller Williams disclaimer. I would probably just leave this alone. So once this all is good to go, we can click the Save button. And that will update right away. So say you're working on marketing materials and you notice maybe an email or a phone number is wrong. Once you come into this page and update it, it will go live right away. In this next section, we have our social media options. This is where we can display links to our social media pages. On those emails and on your website, there will be links for the different profiles that you have. If you wanted to add a social media profile, you can click Add Social Media. And a box will appear. Our first option says URL type. Select one. So once you click this little drop-down menu, it does give you quite a few options for different social media profiles that you may have. Let's just add an Instagram one. And you can enter the URL of that profile below. Oops. Perfect. If we wanted to make changes to this, maybe the URL is incorrect, we can click on this little pencil button to edit. And that'll pop up again. If we wanted to delete one of these profiles, we can click on the X under the Actions tab and hit delete. And now at the bottom of our page, we have our images section. We have our website image. This is the profile picture used on your website. To the right of that, we have our marketing picture. This is the profile picture used on marketing collateral. So these, a lot of the times, these will be the same photo. You can have different ones. Say you like one image for your website, one that you like better on marketing materials. You can use whatever photos you prefer in these two boxes. Over here to the right, we have our marketing logo. So you don't need to worry about putting just a KW logo in here. You would only need to put in a KW logo if it is one that's been customized by your office. Sometimes offices, if we've done a setup for you, we probably have your office logo on file and we've added it in. It'll say like Keller Williams Preferred or something like that. We'll put that logo in here, but you don't need to worry about putting just in like a regular KW or a Keller Williams Realty logo. If you have your own logo, maybe you have a custom logo for yourself or for your team, this would be a great spot for that, as this will show up on your marketing materials. Or if you want to add in your QR code, maybe you want to put in a QR code for your mobile app or a link to your website, this would be a great place as well. Alright, so once all of this information is correct, we can go ahead and start creating some marketing materials. So I'm going to go up to the top of our page and I'm going to click on the marketing button. And I'm going to click the second option that says Manage Campaigns. This is going to bring us to the My Campaigns page. This page shows us any campaigns that we have set up. Up at the top you can see it says Show, Any Status, Any Schedule. And so that means this is showing all of our campaigns right now. If we only wanted to see active campaigns, we could change the status here. It would show us we only have our newsletter active. Same for inactive, paused, or completed. If you wanted to sort by a specific schedule, whether that's a date campaign, an interval campaign, or a birthday anniversary campaign, you can do that as well. And same over here, multi-channel, that would be email and print, email only, print only action plans. So right now we're looking at all of our campaigns. So it's showing us the ones that we have currently active and campaigns that we have paused. If we want to create a new campaign, I'm going to go up to the top right and click the blue Add New Campaign button. This is going to bring us to our campaigns page where we can see all the different campaigns that are available. There are 64 different ones, so quite a few in here. It is going to show you the newer campaigns at the top. For example, this is showing our brand new 33 Touch campaign for 2018. This will actually be the one we set up today, but I'll go ahead and scroll through and show you the rest. We also have 8x8 campaigns in here. These are the newer ones. It looks like, well, it says for 2016. But we have some 8x8 campaigns. These campaigns are for people that you're pursuing more aggressively. So an 8x8 is not something you want to set everyone up on. This is for people maybe that you met at an open house or somebody that you met that's looking to buy or sell now. That would be a great person to put on an 8x8 campaign. These campaigns go out once a week for 8 weeks, so you definitely want to be pursuing somebody more aggressively if you're sending this out. You don't want to send this to your dentist or your coworkers, people like that. We want to set them up on a different campaign. But our 8x8 campaigns, these are for buyers and for sellers. So you can set up groups for these and make sure that you are sending these out to the right people. We also have our 12 direct campaigns. This is a great campaign for maybe past clients or people who you've worked with in the past. The 12 direct campaign goes out once a month for the whole year. These are usually a monthly newsletter, or something like this one says, A Healthy and Happy Home. If you were setting up this campaign and you wanted to see more information about it, you can click Show Campaign Step Details down below. And it'll actually show you what this campaign contains. So it'll show you step 1, step 2, and so on. You can scroll through them. If you actually wanted to see what the piece is, you can click on the thumbnail and it'll show you. So this looks like these are like home keeping tips, 3 easy ways to brighten up your home. So this is an example of a 12 direct. These would go out once a month for the whole year. Keep on scrolling down, lots of 12 directs. As you can see, we do also have these for individuals and teams, so make sure you're choosing the right one. We have them for print as well. Some of these are multi-channel, which means that they are email and print. Some of these are just print campaigns, so you can add in your mailing list if you have people's addresses, and it'll actually send them some postcards. Scrolling down, lots of 12 directs. All right, and then lastly, our 33 touch. This is a campaign that you want to set up first. That's what KW recommends. This is great for your sphere of influence, so family, friends, coworkers. These emails go out twice a month for the whole year. So if I expand this, you'll see most of the time these are a combination of a newsletter for one portion of the month, and then some sort of like more simpler, informative piece, understanding your local economy, something like this, something informative. So yeah, these are great for your sphere of influence. And we'll touch on that a little bit more when we set up the new 33 touch for this year. But scrolling down again, I just want to show you a couple more that I touched on. Lots of 8x8s down here for buyers and for sellers. All right, and then the last couple I want to show you are, we have a birthday campaign. This is a birthday greetings campaign. If you know any of your contacts' birthdays, you can add that into eEdge. And then if you add them to this campaign on their birthday every year, they'll receive a nice little happy birthday message from you. There is also a mobile app campaign. This is a great campaign encouraging the recipients to download your mobile app. Looks like it's 5 email steps. You can see here it just has information about the Keller Williams mobile app, and here's that button I was referring to that says download my app now. That's why it's really important to make sure that your mobile app code is in that My Account section. And lastly, we have some purchase anniversary campaigns. This is for past clients. If you enter in their purchase anniversary and set them up on this campaign, they'll receive a nice little happy anniversary message from you every year on that date. I'm going to scroll all the way back up so we can set up that 33 touch campaign. All right, one other thing to note, there are 2 different types of campaigns in here. There's a date campaign and an interval campaign. So this 33 touch campaign is a date campaign. So this means that these steps here send out on specific dates throughout the year. So say, for example, you set up 15 people on this 33 touch, and then a week later you added a few more people. Those new people would not go back in time to receive the emails that everybody else has already received. They're actually just going to jump in line to where the campaign is at that moment. So say the first group of people already received steps 1 and 2, and then you added more people to this campaign. They would just jump in line and then they would all receive step 3. So this is a date campaign. These send out on specific dates throughout the year. There are dates that you can change. But that is one of the campaigns. We also have an interval campaign. These are the 8x8 campaigns, and I believe, let me check, I believe the 12 direct. Yes, the 12 direct. These are interval campaigns. So that means usually what happens is if you add someone to an interval campaign, they will receive the first email the following day. So if you set up one group of people on this 12 direct email campaign, they will all receive step 1 the first day, and then maybe you added people a week later, they would receive step 1, and so on. So they may be sending out at different times, these interval campaigns, because they're based on when people were added to them. So just a little note, that's the difference between the interval campaigns and the date campaigns. Going back up, we're going to set up this 33 touch By Your Side campaign. This is the new 33 touch campaign for this year. These campaigns run usually about April to April. I think this one went a little bit later this year. I think it went into May. So this campaign just came out. So say you found the campaign that you're interested in, you can click choose this template and we can finalize setting this up. All right, this always opens up to step 2. I'm just going to go ahead and close step 2. You can see there's 4 steps we need to go through for setting up this campaign. Step 1, 33 touch by your side. So this is just, step 1 is renaming the campaign. This is really just for your reference. Nobody else will see this except for you. So maybe you're setting up this 33 touch for a specific group. You can say maybe 33 touch by your side SOI. Perfect. Actually, I'm going to change that because I know we have a group set up in here. I'm going to set this up for coworkers. Whatever you decide, it's up to you. You don't even have to change this if you don't want to. This is really just to help you keep track of the campaigns that you have set up. So I'm going to click Save and Continue. Step 2, review and configure steps. All right, so this is going to show us all the campaign steps that are available. So as you can see, it's kind of starting on a weird place for this one since we're at the end of the month. The first step for this campaign is actually a task or an activity. It is a call. So there are also additional steps in here that are not just the email pieces. There are activity steps. This one is nice. It's called What's Happening in Your Neighborhood, and then it gives you a script. So if you wanted to reach out to the people on this campaign and actually give them a call, it gives you a nice little script here that you can use. Looks like step 2, like I said, this one kind of falls in a weird place. Step 2 is letting you know that the This Month in Real Estate newsletter that's going to go out is available for edits. So like I said, these 33 touch campaigns, they are usually a newsletter and then like some sort of fun or informative piece. So these newsletters, looks like this first newsletter is going out on July 14th. They are not available to edit until about a week or so before they actually go out because this is live, like real information for that month. So if I click on this, this one is not ready to edit yet. So this is just a markup. As you can see, looks like it says like January information on here, but once they have the information for July, this newsletter will be ready. So you can see it says this library design may not be personalized. That's because it's not ready to personalize until July 5th. So at this time you will get that alert saying you have a new activity that needs to be completed, and this is just telling you that the newsletter needs to be edited. You actually don't have to make any changes to these. If this looks good to you and the information is close enough, you can go ahead and send it out. For these newsletters, they are nationwide information, so depending on where you are, I do recommend at least taking a look at it because some of the numbers may be totally different from your location. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. Looks like our next step, say we wanted to edit one of these steps. Step 3 is going to go out on July 6th. It looks like this is, if we were to add people to a campaign now, this is the first email that they would receive. We can change the date of this. This is going out on July 6th. Say we want to change this to, maybe we want this to go out on Saturday, or maybe we want it to go out on Monday. That probably makes more sense. We can change the date for these. If you wanted to change the email subject, you can. And then maybe you took a look at the actual email piece itself and you wanted to make some changes, you can do that. So if we wanted to change this little piece, we're working on this one, we can go ahead and click on the blue personalize button to the right. And once this loads, it may take a moment. Sometimes it's a little slow. Very slow, apparently. Ooh, we're getting there. All right, we're ready to go. Okay, So once this piece loads, you can come in here and make your changes. This is basically just clicking and editing, and it's pretty simple. Say you wanted to change this text. You can do that by deleting it and adding in whatever you would like to write. If we wanted to change the font, we could highlight this and go up to our little toolbar up here. We can change the font, we can change the font size, that looks a little crazy. We can change the color. We can make it bold or italicized, underlined, how about all three? So this is basically like Microsoft Word up here. You can change the alignment, the spacing, maybe I want this centered, what have you. You can go in here and just play around with this and edit the information and make it look the way you want to. Maybe you wanted to change out this photo. If you click on the photo itself, you can choose Upload Image to upload an image from your computer. They also have lots of stock images in here. My images would be anything that you've uploaded into eEdge in the past. I'm just going to go over to stock because they've got some funny things in here. How about some baby chickens? There we go. So we can change out our photo. Another thing, if we wanted to maybe add a video to this, it's super easy. So what we can do is you can just add your cursor, put your cursor wherever you'd like to add the video. So I just went down from this text and clicked next to it and then hit enter a couple times. So say we wanted to add a video here. We have the cursor in the correct spot. We can actually go up to our little toolbar. If we wanted to insert an image, we could click this button, but we're going to choose video. So I'm going to click the Insert Video button. And to the right, it'll have a box pop up that says Submit your video URL. Enter your video URL here. So you can only add videos that have been uploaded to Vimeo and YouTube. So maybe you have an intro video on your phone or something, you would have to upload that to YouTube first. So I'll just go to our YouTube page really quick and just show you guys how easy this is to add a video. I'm going to add in our intro video. So basically what you do is you go to the video you want to add, just like you're watching it. So the video itself is playing. All we're going to do is we're just going to copy the address in the address bar. So it's going to be something like youtube.com/blah blah blah. So then when we come over to eEdge, we can paste this URL in this box and hit submit. And as you can see, it plugged in our video. I made it pretty small, so I'm going to drag this box and make it a little bigger. And same sort of thing, if this looks like it is in the center, maybe you wanted it to the left. Well, this video is pretty big, so if it was smaller, you can see you can change the alignment of it. I'm just going to put it in the center. Well, for some reason, it doesn't want to put it in the center. Anyway, I'll just make this a bit bigger. Alright, so anyway, so we added our video, so now when people get this email from you, they are able to click on this and watch this nice little intro video. If we scroll all the way down, you can see that our information has been added. You can see it has our headshot, and then our name and our title. I think this is actually designations, and then this would be our title. And it has our name again, and then our contact information. You can take these out if you'd like. You can still edit them just by clicking and deleting or typing in whatever you'd like. This is that KW logo that they plug in. So that's why I said not to add in a KW, because they actually plug one in for you. So if you were to add another just like generic KW, you would have two logos on here. And down at the bottom, here are those links I was talking about. Click here to download my mobile app. This is your marketing email that it's displaying. People can click on that, and then our marketing site. So once this looks good to go, we can go back up to the top and click Save. And we can exit now. And now this piece is ready to go. So now when we click on this little thumbnail for step 3, it's actually updated and shows what this email is actually going to look like. The great thing about these campaigns is they say set it and forget it, so you don't actually have to make changes to this. If you just want to let this thing go and set it up and let it run for the whole year, you can. You don't have to make any changes to this. It will automatically plug in your personal information, and then it's basically ready to go. But if you want to, you can come and make those changes, and then once you're finished, you can scroll to the bottom and click Save and Continue. All right, step 3 is add or remove contacts. This is going to bring us to the Groups tab first. This is great because this is actually a newer feature for eEdge. I like this because, say for example, we wanted to add our coworkers group. This looks like this group has 7 people in it. We can click the Add button. It's going to pull them over from the left to the right. It'll show you everyone who's on the campaign over here. I like adding groups because in the future, if I were to add anybody to this coworkers group, they would automatically be put on this campaign. So in the past, what that meant was if you say you added some new contacts and put them in a group, even if everybody else in that group was on a campaign, you would have to manually add them to the campaign yourself. So now they kind of took that step out for us, which is awesome. So I have a coworkers group on here, and that just means in the future, if I add anybody to this group, they will automatically start receiving these emails. If you didn't want to add a group, if you just wanted to add people individually, you can go over to the Contacts tab. If you have a big long list here, you can search for contacts in this box by typing in their name or email. Or down below, you can just do it manually by clicking the Add button. Sometimes people will get confused because it'll say like, you know, I only have 2 contacts here, but you know you definitely have more people than that in your database. Right now, this box for Show Only Eligible Contacts is selected. If we unselect that, it will show us people that you can't email. So it's showing, actually me, Bailey Smith, it's showing the email, it's personal contact, that's the contact type, and then it'll give you the reason why. So it looks like I unsubscribed, so I can no longer add this person to a campaign. People who don't have emails, they won't show up on here, so when you uncheck this box, you may show people that only have mailing addresses or phone numbers, or maybe people who have bad emails that aren't working, what have you. So I say just leave this box checked. It's really only showing you the people that you can add to the campaign. So once you have this good to go, just go ahead and add this group. We can click Save Changes. And our last step is Review and Activate. So if we expand that, I always get this pop-up message that says I've made edits that have not been saved, but I definitely did click Save for everything, so I think this is just a glitch. Just go ahead and click Continue. Alright, first thing on here, once a contact completes this campaign, automatically move them to, and then you have some choices here. This is really only good for people that you set up on the shorter campaigns because say this is a 33 touch, this is going to run all year long. So once this is finished, you're probably just going to add them to a new 33 touch. But if we were setting up an 8x8 campaign, which only runs for 2 months, after those 2 months, you may want to put those people on a different campaign, like a 12 direct or a 33 touch. So basically, this is just taking that step out for you. This will automatically do it. So if you wanted to, say when this campaign was complete, set them up on a different campaign, it's showing your active campaigns here and you can choose one of those. I'm just going to click None Selected. If we check this box, it says I have reviewed this campaign and its recipients. I agree that everybody's opted in, yada yada. If you'd like to add showcase properties, this is just featured listings at the bottom of your campaign. You can select this box. And once this is good to go, we can go ahead and click Activate Campaign. This is going to bring us back to the My Campaigns page, and we can see our new campaign is here. It will show the active ones up at the top. If we wanted to turn this off, we can click this little button to pause it. I'm just going to leave that on for now. Oops. Well, once you've paused it, you do have to come back in and activate it manually. But there we go. On this page, it's showing how many contacts are on this campaign, how many groups, shows you how many steps are remaining. Looks like 27 emails and 17 activities. Next campaign, you can actually select that here if you wanted to add it, but it looks like this campaign has nothing selected for afterward. And then performance. If we click on this, this is pretty cool. We can actually see more details about what's going on with this campaign. So once these start to go out, we can see how many people opened it, clicked it, bounced it, or if the email bounced, or how many people unsubscribed. It does show all the steps on the right. Going to go back. Duplicate. Maybe you made a really awesome custom campaign. If you added steps, customize all the pieces, what have you, and you really like it, you can actually hit duplicate and it'll make a copy of this. If we wanted to make changes to our campaign or even delete it, we can go and click on the campaign title. You can make your changes if you'd like. I'm actually just going to delete this one, so I'm going to go to step 4. And at the bottom right corner, there's a little button that says delete. So I'm going to click on that. Yes, delete campaign. And it's gone. So that's a little bit about setting up campaigns. I'm going to go back to our Marketing Center. We can go up to the top and click Marketing. And then select this first option for Marketing Center. Like I said, this is kind of the hub for all things marketing in eEdge. We can access our email marketing, print marketing, and our campaigns. I'm just going to, let's go ahead and put together a marketing piece. We're going to try out a few. So I'm going to click over here on the left under Design Library, Email and Video Marketing. All right, so this is going to bring us into our design library. What's cool about eEdge is every one of those campaign pieces or every campaign step can be used as an individual marketing piece. So say you were working on a campaign and you really liked step 3. You can actually send that out as a one-time thing, which is pretty cool. So before we do that, over here on the left we have our search options box. This makes it really easy to navigate all of these pieces. As you can see right now we're looking at 488 different designs. We're in our design library, so these are all the pieces available. If we were to change this over to Save Designs, this would be any pieces that we've created in the past. I'm just going to go back to Design Library for now. Keywords. Say we wanted to break this down and we're looking for pieces for buyers. We can type in our keyword here and hit enter or click this search button at the bottom. All right, so this kind of broke this down a little bit more, and it is showing all of our pieces for buyers. So it is only showing 12 results, which I don't think is right. So if maybe we want to search buyer instead, I think that'll actually give us more results than buyers. We can type that in and hit enter. And it's giving us the same results. So what you want to make note of is if you're changing your search, please make sure that you delete your first option or the keyword you don't want to use before you search the next one. So I'm actually going to delete buyers from my search. Perfect. So now we're only searching the keyword buyer, and we have 117 results found. Before we actually create one, we're just going to keep moving down. If you want to see pieces that are listing enabled, basically some of these pieces you can import information from MLS. You can select this box. Right now we're only looking at email and video pieces. If we wanted to look at print, we could select this box. And it's showing us all email and video plus postcards. You can change this to see specific things within print. Unfortunately, there isn't a way, they changed this, so there isn't a way to just see all of print. If you choose print, you do have to choose one of these options. All right, so I'm just going to unselect print, and we're going to create an email piece really quick. So I'll just go ahead and pick this first one, 7 home ownership myths. So if this is the piece you want to create, you can actually compose an email and just send it out from here if you think this looks good. You can personalize it. I'll just show you this really quickly. So if we click the personalize button, this is going to bring us in. We can make our changes. And I'm not going to do too much on here because I already showed you guys how to edit a campaign. But once this looks good to go, we can click save and then exit. And one cool thing to note, so once this is good to go, you can see it's been updated. It has our edit here, and then it has our information. We can hit compose email, and this will put this into an email through eEdge right away, and we can choose our contacts and who to send it to. But maybe you like this piece and you want to print it. So since this isn't a print piece, we don't have the button here that says print or download PDF, but we can still print it. There is a workaround. So what you can do is this image over here, if you actually right click it, you can choose save image as. And you can save this to your computer. So this is going to download as a JPEG file. So it's not the best for print quality, but I think it's good enough. So you can actually print this now. You can email it. Maybe you want to send this out through your Gmail or your external email instead. Now you have this as a JPEG file that you can insert into the body of an email. You can post this on Facebook. You can post this on Instagram, what have you. So you're not confined to just compose this email through eEdge and send this out. You can actually do more with it if you save this JPEG directly from this page. But let's just go ahead and hit compose email for now. This is going to add this into an eEdge email for us. As you can see, it looks kind of hazy. That just means this piece is HTML optimized, so we can't make any changes from this page. We would have to go back and hit personalize again, but everything looks good. As you can see, it has this little footer where people have the option to unsubscribe. If you wanted to add those showcase properties, you can select this box. If you want to add your social media links, you can click this box and you'll see them appear right here. And if you wanted to attach anything, you can click attach file. Maybe you have like a calendar or something you want to add. All right, going back up to the top, we can change the email subject. We can't change the delivery date. That's only a Pro feature, but if you have Marketly or Pro, you can schedule this out in the future. And then up here, we can add our contacts. So we can start by just typing people in. We can also click this To button, and this will bring up all of our contacts. So if we wanted to add a whole group, we can do it that way. It's actually, I guess all these people in my database are in this coworkers group. Same thing, it's showing only eligible contacts. So I'll just click this, add everybody, save and continue. And now this email is ready to go. And all we have to do now is click send. I don't actually want to send all of my coworkers this email, so I'm not going to click send, but you can hit send now. I believe there is sometimes a little bit of a lag on this. So if you hit send now, I think it can take up to 15 minutes to send out, so just keep that in mind. But that's how you can create an email piece and send that out in eEdge. So I'm just going to click cancel. We'll go back really quick and go over just a couple more things before we wrap up today. I'm going to go back to search. All right, so when we go back to search, this actually does take us into our saved designs. I'm going to go back to design library and show you how to make a print piece. So we're on design library, we're searching buyer. I'm just going to unselect buyer for now. And I'm going to switch my tab to print. We have quite a few postcards in here. We have flyers. We have greeting cards. Guides. This is actually where you can find your listing presentation. We have buyer presentations, pre-listing presentations, and listing presentations. So I'll try to go over this as well. And then some business cards. But real quick, we will put together a flyer. So I have flyer selected over here on the left. In here we have some buyer presentation letters, a brochure, and then some property flyers. I'll just pick one really quick. So you can click on the flyer that you'd like to create. And what's really cool about these is if your IDX is set up properly, you can actually pull in information directly from MLS. So if you know the MLS number or the street address, you can start to type that in. I'm just picking a random one. Select the listing, and then hit that personalize button. All right, once this loads, it is pretty similar to the when we were editing the campaigns. As you can see, it did pull in the information. Sometimes it pulls it in kind of funky, like if this property has a really big property description, a really long one, this will be overflowing. So just keep an eye on that. Honestly, I don't think these flyers look too great. But you can, you know, just move things around, play with it a little bit. Maybe you don't like this photo here. You can click on it and delete it. If you wanted to change out this photo, you can click on that, click on the actual photo, and then on this little window that pops up, if we click the replace button, we have the option to upload an image. We can choose some of those fun stock images again, or since we have our MLS hooked up, we can choose MLS images, and it will actually import images directly from MLS in here. This house looks like a hotel. So there we go. So we can choose those photos. We can, of course, change out the text. We can make this bigger by expanding the box. If we highlight all of our text, what's cool about this is you actually have a few more font choices in here. I usually choose Futura Light. Oops. And basically you can just play around with this. Looks like this is a logo that's not there. I'll just delete that. If we wanted to add in some images, we can click the image button up at the top. This gives us a nice like space holder image. Let's see if I have maybe a logo on my computer that we can import. So I wanted to import from my computer. I clicked Upload Image. You can either drop the file here or click the Select Files button. So it looks like I have the Palm Beaches office logo in here. I can choose that file directly from my computer and drag and drop to make that bigger. Perfect. So basically you just play around with it. If you wanted to add text boxes, you can click the text box option, articles, maps, shapes. I use this a lot. Say like I don't like this header at the top. Maybe I want it to be a different color. You can't actually click this, it looks like. So what I'll do is I'll make a new box, change the background color. Let's just make this real funky. Nice teal color. Change the outline color. We can move this up. We have these awesome forward and backward buttons. So if we click on this, we can actually click and bring the text forward. So now this blue box is behind it, and we can just kind of overlay it. So like I said, sometimes these templates are kind of funky. So I will use like the shapes tools and just make it look better and cover up things that I don't like. So I think this looks decent. So I'll just go ahead and click Save. So I usually do the property address. Click Save. I recommend hitting the Save button as often as possible. Sometimes this does freeze and you will lose your work, which is so frustrating. So just make sure you're always hitting the Save button as often as possible. Once this is good to go, we've saved it, I'll go ahead and click Exit. Perfect, and now we have our updated piece over here. We can see our changes right away. So we can do the same thing as before. If you wanted this as a JPEG, you can just go ahead and right-click and do Save Image As, and this will give you a JPEG, which is perfect for posting on social media, on Facebook, or inserting into an email. But since this is a print piece, we now have the option to download the PDF. So if we click on that button, slowly but surely it's generating our PDF. Perfect. So we can save that. And now it's given us a nice print quality PDF that we can print and make some flyers with. Market Leader does also offer printing. I can't speak to the quality or the turnaround time on these because I've never ordered through them. But I would probably, if you wanted like real nice prints, honestly, I know our office, we had a decent printer, so I would probably just buy a pack of paper at Staples, pack of paper that you like, and print it out at your office, or even go into like Kinko's, Office Max, someplace like that. But that's creating a flyer. If we go back to search, I want to show you guys really quickly those listing presentations because we do have people ask about those quite a bit. So we're in Save Designs right now. I'm going to go back to Design Library. And we're on Print, and I'm going to choose Guides. This is where we can find our buyer presentations, our pre-listing presentations, and our listing presentations. We have these for individuals and for teams. I'll just click the regular listing presentation. All right, we don't have the option to just download the PDF because we do need to personalize this first. There's just one little spot that you have to change. So if we click Personalize, it's loading. very slowly. All right, perfect. So now we can edit our buyer or our listing presentation. So down here at the bottom, this is the only part that you absolutely have to edit. It says prepared for client name. So make sure you add in your client's name here, or just take out this section altogether. Perfect. And then you can make changes. If you wanted to change this text, change the logo. I'll just add that Palm Beaches logo one more time. I can add that in. And then we can scroll through the pages over here on the right. We're on page 1, but we can click the little arrow button to scroll through. Most of this is pretty generic, so I would say definitely look through it to make sure that you like everything on here. You can scroll through these pages and you can edit any of this. If you wanted to delete this and add in your own information, you can, but yeah, basically you can just scroll through and make any changes. There isn't a way to delete pages or add pages from this, so you would have to manually do that after this is done. Unfortunately, I don't know why they don't have that option in here. But once you have all of your changes ready to go, of course we can click that save button. And then click exit. And now it's ready to go. So we can't save this as a JPEG. You would have to download the whole PDF and then maybe save the individual pages as JPEGs. But we can download this PDF and it'll give us a nice, beautiful print quality piece that you can either buy or print. You can email it. You can put it up on a screen, like a PowerPoint presentation. You can put it on an iPad or a tablet, what have you. They do also offer printing and binding for this. I would check with your office to see if they offer anything because this seems a little high for me. $35, I have no idea what this looks like. But that is about it. So thank you guys. That is actually about it for our Marketing with MyKW class today. Wow, it looks like we have created a lot of buying and listing presentations in this class. So if you guys do have further questions, feel free to reach out to us. We are available Monday through Friday. What is it? Oh, what is your question? Is the next campaign button on my campaign page the same as drop? Yes. Yes. Okay, so yes, I'll just show you that real quick. What this person is referring to, great question, thank you for asking, is on the, what is going on? This is weird, it's not, okay. I'm trying to get back to my campaigns and it's not loading. All right, so on this page, what this person was asking is about this next campaign column. So yes, this is the same as when you're setting up the campaign and it says like campaign to add to next. So it looks like this one, when this 33 touch is complete, looks like these people will be put on a monthly newsletter. I guess there isn't a way to remove them from this page, so if you wanted to change that, you would have to, well, I guess because it's paused, it doesn't matter. But let's see. So yeah, so this is just showing the campaign it's going to be put on next. You will be notified when the campaigns are completed. I believe that just shows up in the reminders section. It'll say like campaign complete. So I hope that answers your question. Let me just read this one more time. Yes. Yeah, so you will get a notification once those are completed. And oh, perfect, thank you. And this is just notifying or signifying which campaign they're going to be on next. So this, like I said, this column really doesn't matter unless you're putting somebody on a shorter campaign. Because if you put them on like a 33 touch or a monthly newsletter, this runs the whole year. So you don't really have the time to add them to something automatically after that, because you'll probably just want to put them on the new campaign for the following year. And one thing I did want to note is this monthly newsletter, it does say active all the time. So don't let that freak you out. This is active, but it's really only active if you have people on here. So though it says active, this isn't actually sending out because we have 0 contacts and 0 groups on there. And if it was active and we had people and you wanted to change that, you would actually have to go in and just remove people from that campaign. So I think that's about it. Thank you guys for watching our class today. Like I was saying, we are here Monday through Friday. Our phones are open 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm sorry, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And we're here on emails 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. So I'll go ahead and put up our support information, some support numbers for you. This is our number and our email, and then some other support numbers you may need. But thank you guys so much for sticking around today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week.